Are there things that you don't do during the seller inspection that you might do during the buyer inspection?
Yeah, I mean, we're usually not going to be doing what we call ancillary type inspections at a seller's inspection. So the sewer lateral where we're running a pipe underground. We're not usually doing termite. We're not usually doing radon testing.
But if you saw maybe evidence of termites, you would tell me, right?
I would tell you. We'd note it, and we would recommend to have a qualified pest control contractor evaluate or treat.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that can happen, and pests, they're natural. They're occurring.
Right.
They're going to be in homes from time to time.
Yeah.
Hopefully they haven't caused too much damage at that point.
Yeah.
But
do you think there's things that my dog could be accused of damaging?
Oh yeah.
Oh really? You've seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
You mean like chewing on things? Is this?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, dogs, they urinate on things. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry,
yeah.
but they do.
So
I mean,
yeah.
that's out of control. What could happen?
It can damage your floors.
Oh.
And
even like underneath, like the subflooring.
Yeah, especially on carpet, and it can ruin wood very quickly.
Oh wow.
As well, tile. The grout is porous, so.
Oh, it absorbs.
It absorbs,
Ugh.
And so while there isn't we do use all of our senses in a home inspection.
Sure.
Sound,
sure.
sight, smell. I mean,
that makes sense.
It's not very often I'm going to put that a house smells like pee. But it does occur, and we get asked about it.
Oh, wow.
So, pests or pets can certainly.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, is disclosure, right? So.
Right.
I now know this is here. Does it go on my report? I mean, this is giving you a lot of things where you can repair them so they don't have to.
Sure.
Go on there.
Sure.
Yeah, we had a problem. We fixed it.
Ah.
Here's who fixed it.
That's brilliant.
So,
actually, yeah.
That makes a difference too. Maintenance is a big thing.
Oh, what people like to call deferred maintenance.
Yeah.
Like I was just too lazy to clean my gutters.
Well, yeah. I mean but it can cause a big problem.
Yeah.
And it can cause foundation problems and water infiltration in basements. So. It seems trivial, but
no, water's the enemy.
Water's the enemy.
It's always the enemy.
But basically, yeah. I mean, if we had just keep going back to 2 points, one, you're not going to get blindsided.
Right.
You're not going to not see this coming. You're going to know the guy that's doing your pre-listing inspection or girl is going to find probably every inspector's going to see things a little different, but they're going to find probably 100% of the same big things.
Right.
And 90% of the same small things.
Yeah.
And as I said, most of these are pretty simple repairs.
Right.
That you could do in a weekend, or
and
have some
then you're
people
going to
come
save
help
yourself money when the buyer comes in and asks you to hire a licensed contractor to do something that you can do over the weekend.
They're also not going to ask you for it because you've already done it.
Right, exactly.
So it's a smaller thing on there, and most of them, you may have your 1 or 2 big things, but the majority of these things are small and inexpensive things that are relatively easy to correct.
It's almost a no-brainer. I definitely think it's something I'm going to do moving forward for 2022 is to offer your services to them as part of my services just because of all the problems you can eliminate, all the frustration, all the emotion. And to your point, it's going to save them money in the long run. And I think people are looking for convenience. So you're going to take away that, the blindsided part, the secret, the surprise, and it's
a smoother transaction.
Absolutely.
And if you look at it in terms of relative cost, even on a $200,000 home, which
it makes a lot of sense.
It's a minimal cost.
Right.
So
to
me, of course, I'm an inspector, and I'm always willing to recommend inspections. But but yeah, I mean, it's we get a lot of calls back where people are like, "I'm glad that or we talked about this. I knew this was coming. I knew I was going to have to repair it. I fixed this, and this, and then I only had to do
these other things, right?
These small things, or they knew they could negotiate it, but it is hard, and it's hard for sellers sometimes. We get a call from them, and they're very upset. You destroyed my house. You tore it apart, and I'm like, you've been in there for 40 years. Things change, right?
Right.
And not that we're code compliance inspectors, but safety changes. What we know causes a problem. A deck built 30 years ago not
Yeah,
going
we
to
know that.
conform to a standard of a deck built,
Right,
you know,
right.
10 years ago. So,
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, things in a home are constantly changing, and so
Right.
is what an inspector's looking for.
right,
So,
exactly.
so yeah, don't be blindsided. You know, that's
Right.
what, you know,
Yeah.
what I recommend.
No, I think that's great. I think it's great. Well, I think if we've got people that are going to list their property, I am so happy to provide a pre-listing inspection to them, just because I think, like you said, the transaction is going to be much smoother. But if somebody's out there thinking about selling and they want to get that pre-listing inspection, I think that you're definitely the right person to call based on everything we've learned.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.